Major championships. They're the ones that matter. When I look back on this season in 5 years, what am I going to remember? Christopher Rayton battling Alex Fitzpatrick at Quail Hollow? Or Rory getting up and down on 16 at Augusta from the Tiger spot? The moments that live in us are the ones from these championships, because we as a society have designated these championships to be important. So I've set out to find the biggest and best shots from each major championship this year. As always, senior majors are not real majors and they do not count, just the men's and women's. We will be going in chronological order, starting with the biggest of them all. The Masters. Year in and year out, we see Masters lost on one hole more than any. I think of Spieth in 2016, Norman in 96, everyone but Tiger in 2019. But for the first time, I think in my watching lifetime, someone won it on this hole, and he was rewarded for playing safe. Rory, in his entire time playing the Masters, through the hundreds of rounds he's played at Augusta National, has never once hit it into Rays Creek on number 12. And this year, he was aiming between the bunkers like he always does. And he'll be the first to admit it. It was a missed shot. But I think that's what makes this shot so great, is he was playing the smart shot. And when he did shove it, it was still in a perfect spot. And he made birdie, and he won the tournament because of it. The next major of the year was the Chevron. Nelly Korda came off a bad 3-putt on the 12th hole, and her large lead was starting to have some doubt. But she closed the door pretty damn quickly on 13, hitting it so close that even she could make that putt. I should note that to have the best shot of a major championship, you had to have won that major championship. Sorry to Brooke Henderson, who made a hole-in-one and forced a playoff with an eagle on 18 at the Evian, but that's not going to be on here. The next major is the PGA Championship at Aronimink. Aaron Rai was a mile away, up 2, and you're just thinking, he could 3-putt this and we have a ball game. Even though his putting had been immaculate all week, and especially that day, that thought still crept into your head, like, he could 3-putt it. But he didn't. He didn't even 2-putt it. He made it. And in the end, he got to hoist the Wanamaker because of it. Now for the biggest one on the women's side. A 4-way tie for the lead, Riviera Country Club, Nelly Korda with a wedge in her hand. Everything was setting up for a great shot. But it wasn't. She left it short. She put all the pressure onto the worst club in her bag on the 17th par 5, where she needed to make a move. And the move she made. In probably her best putting round of the year, she made a bunch of 5 to 8 footers early in the round to settle herself in. And then in the middle of the round, it was, back to herself, missing a couple here and there that you want to make. But ultimately, when she needed to make that move, she made it. For the only one on this list that didn't happen in round 4, Wyndham Clark at the US Open at Shinnecock showed us all he was ready to win another major with this one shot. It's a moment I gave a lot of shit in the past, not because of the shot itself, but just because of how it looks. I was never saying it was a bad shot. It was obviously a great shot. It just felt cheap to me. But I can't deny how great it is. Wyndham Clark, from like 270 yards out to a front pin, hits a 3-wood up in the air, and it lands like a wedge. It's pretty incredible of a golf shot. Sets up eagle and shows everyone in the world that he's going to win this thing. At this point in time, we have so many majors in such a short time period that some of them get lost in the sauce. And Hate on You at the KPMG was definitely one of those times. Ina Yoon going into the weekend leading by 5. If someone was going to make a move, they were going to have to do it quickly. And Hate on You did it quickly. Birdies 2 of the first 5 with a couple bogeys. All of a sudden, she's down 1. And then the shot that I'll remember. Hate on You, par 5, Second shot, sticks it close, makes her eagle, and takes the outright lead for the first time on her win to her first of 2 major championships this year. Speaking of those 2 major championships, the next one, Hate on You at the Evian. She got into a playoff with Brooke Henderson after Brooke's incredible run on Sunday. And even though she didn't have her best stuff and elected to lay up the first time she played the 18th hole, she knew if she was going to win another major, she was going to have to go for it. And did she go for it? She hit a great approach, hit the green, and just gave herself an easy 2-putt to win her second major in a row. Pretty incredible stuff. Lastly, we have the 2 Opens, the AIG Women's Open and the Open Championship. In the Open Championship, Cam Young was leading in the clubhouse lead for about 2 hours. And then Ryan Fox finally came out, hit a big shot on 17, couldn't make the putt, and then hit a big shot on 18, and he made it for the win. And as his caddy put it, you know, Foxy, you probably only have 1 putt to win a major championship in your entire career. It's a good thing you made it. I think that sums it up pretty well. Lastly, the AIG Women's Open. Esther Henseleit made a 40-foot bomb to force a playoff, striped a drive down the middle, was in perfect position to win until came up with the biggest shot of her entire career. Forced another playoff hole that would ultimately lead to her win.